What up, folks? Once again, it's your boy Tim with another ride sharing video. Being open, a lot of my videos are often critical about Uber and Lyft because I believe that the companies themselves are in it for the take. I believe that particularly Uber, the goal from day one was to find out what is the lowest amount of money we can pay drivers and keep them on the road. And in addition to that, how much can we charge passengers? I've been driving since 2014 off and on, and I can tell you, if you look at the actual metrics of Uber and Lyft, it's pretty clear that that is what they intended to do from day one. The fare for drivers has steadily come down, and the price of a trip for passengers has continued to go up, including the actual percentage of the fare that Uber takes has also been dropping. So not only did they go from paying you, say, $2 per mile, you now only receive a small percentage of the 70 cents or so they're paying you now. So they have tweaked every single metric, which leads me to often try to find other companies that are involved in ride sharing, because I strongly believe that virtually anywhere else you go will be better for you financially, because as I just stated, Uber and Lyft have tweaked the fares in their company so damn low. However, I want to run a company by you. This is not the best news. We'll talk about it on the other side.
You've got all these other people that were depending on you for income. You at least need to communicate with them.
Tonight, employees of an all-electric car rideshare company called Earth Rideshare tonight are asking for help from Fox 17 News. They say the company essentially shut down without notice and owes them a paycheck. Fox 17 News' Caitlin Miller live from the Earth Rideshare office in South Nashville with the message these employees received.
Scott, this is the message that Earth employees received just a day after they found out that their company was shutting down. Now, if we zoom in here, you can say that you can see that it says they received this paycheck because their paycheck is going to be delayed. And it says they're unable to provide additional information for a timeline as to when these people will get paid. On January 19th, these doors at Earth Rides in South Nashville permanently closed. We spoke with former drivers who wish to remain anonymous, and they say they didn't know last Thursday was going to be their last day. One of the drivers received this message while on the job.
Hey, canceling all the rides. Come back to the lot.
While the other driver received texts from coworkers.
I had to come to the Discord and ask, what's going on, and it was just closed. There was zero notification.
To make things worse, all three former drivers we spoke with say they are missing 3 weeks worth of pay.
All of us are in a pigeonhole about rent. They've really left us without a livelihood. 3 weeks is a lot of money, and we don't even make that much money.
Hi, this is Caitlin with Fox 17. We called and texted the owner of Earth Rides to see what's going on and when these drivers will get paid, but we have not heard back yet. The former employees say they haven't received any updates or information from the company. They add their customers deserve an explanation too.
We had a lot of people, like I was saying earlier, with special needs in this community who depended on us to get to and from work or to and from school, and now they are in the dark.
They're trying hard to get answers.
If the phone rings, it's immediately declined. If you send an email, it doesn't ever get open, who knows. But if you send a comment on social media, or you send a tweet or anything like that, delete it.
No answers and no money for the hours they've worked. The former employees say if this continues, they will pursue legal action. And Fox 17 News is committed to following this story, so we will keep you updated as we hear more. Reporting live from South Nashville, I'm Caitlin Miller, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Straight out of Nashville. Now, this story is awful. Now, you see the drivers in the video, they're all remaining anonymous. First question, why the hell do you need to remain anonymous? They're fucking you over. Why are you remaining anonymous? In my opinion, it's because they're hoping beyond hope that this company will get its act together and will not take action against them, in perhaps give them their jobs back because they didn't go on camera, so they can say it wasn't me, as Shaggy once said. But who gives a shit? If they've done this already, they're not coming back. You know, I don't get why folks are, you know, being fearful. You don't want to lose your job, so speak. So be it. But yeah, you don't need to hide at this point. Come out and state your story. Particularly if you're a single mom with 2 or 3 kids at home and you're doing this shit to feed your family. Make that known. Let the sympathy stories get out there because they're screwing these people over. Earth Rideshare is the name of this company out of Nashville. I'm not familiar if they are in other locations, and you guys know I talk about other ride-sharing companies on the channel all the time. I've never heard of this one, but clearly I won't be doing any good videos on Earth Rideshare if they're doing shit like this. But you've seen on the website, they had on there, do you own an EV? So clearly the drivers, just like in Uber and Lyft, the drivers are using their own electric vehicles. So I don't know how much these folks are out of, but if they're talking there, they haven't been paid for 3 weeks, it's a lot of money. Even driving Uber or Lyft, 3 weeks, if you're a full-time driver, is going to be, you know, well over $1,000. Might be a few $1,000 if you're driving for, you know, 3 straight weeks and you don't get anything. Not to mention all of your expenses you were paid. As low as this business pays, you don't get no time to be shortchanging me. I mean, the minute you missing a paycheck, I'm gonna stop driving that day. If I'm getting paid per week, because obviously in this business, Uber and Lyft, you can cash out immediately. But if it's one of those deals kind of like employment where they pay you, you know, on a time frame, once a week, once every 2 weeks or whatever, the minute you don't come up with a paycheck, I'm stopping from that point on, because obviously I'm on the hook for the expenses I've doled out at that point. A week's worth of expenses, 2 weeks worth of expenses, in this case, 3 weeks worth of expenses. That's going to be hundreds of dollars. Certainly for a full-time driver. A lot of full-time drivers use a whole tank of fuel per day. So 3 weeks worth of that shit, you're really going to be behind the 8 ball. So yeah, I kind of feel sorry for these folks, but I wanted to bring this story up just to ask any of you folks, have you heard from or heard of Earth Rideshare? All electric vehicles, by the way. And by the way, folks, this is what we generally talk about. Feel free to show your boy some love. Subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell, because this is what we talk about. So one of the things that was said by one of those anonymous drivers in the comments is that although they cannot get in contact with this company, the company cannot be called, they're not responding to emails, they apparently have social media pages up, Twitter, Facebook. And according to the driver, if you put a comment on Twitter or a comment on Facebook, they're deleting the comments. Any of you who are in ride sharing, whether you drive for Uber or Lyft, this shit might sound familiar, because Uber and Lyft's reputation, particularly Uber, is so foul that when they post things, they often turn the comment section off. Even when you're downloading the damn app, if you notice, like when you download an app from the Apple Store, or you do it from the Android store, when you download the app for your phone, you're allowed to rate the app. And there are comments in regards to folks suggesting, is the app working? Is there any bugs, glitches? Anywhere Uber or Lyft leaves the comment section open, it is loaded with negative comments. That's why a lot of things that Uber and Lyft do online, particularly Uber, they turn off the comment section, because it's all going to be negative. They don't want that shit to get out to new drivers. It'll go against all of the roses and rainbows they often paint in regards to ride sharing. So the last thing they want is drivers to be posting comments all over their shit, so they turn it off, which is why yours truly is on YouTube, to get messages out. And I bring it up in every video. I like the fact that a lot of new and prospective drivers watch my videos. If I can help you make a decision so that you don't go down the same path that many of us drivers have went down, blindly trusting Uber, trusting Lyft, and finding out later they can't be trusted worth a damn, if I can help direct folks away from that, then my job is done. I'm not saying you shouldn't drive. I just hope that maybe we can help you drive from a more educated standpoint, knowing from day one, a lot of these companies cannot be trusted, up to and including deliberately lying and misleading you to get you on board, knowing that that shit might lead you to bankruptcy or to the grave in some cases, demanding you take rides that are unsafe and shit like that. Different video. But at the end of this clip, you notice the passengers are threatening to pursue legal action if the company doesn't do right by them. Damn that, do that right now. All this anonymous bullshit, giving them threats out in the future, they're screwing you over right now. The fact that they're deleting your damn comments, how much more do you need? The longer you wait, you're not helping anybody. So the minute they didn't pay you and stop returning your calls and stop your correspondence, that should have been the moment you started going after them legally. So I don't understand why folks are delaying on this shit, or, you know, going on TV anonymously and shit like that. They're 3 weeks behind in pay for a job where the employees are not making much money to begin with. Now, like I said before, they have on their website, do you own an EV? So unfortunately, these drivers probably are also independent contractors. We got to get some legislation, folks. I understand you folks love flexibility. We all want to stay independent contractors, 1099 versus W-2. But if these companies are not going to do right by us, you're not going to have much flexibility. You're not going to have much of an income. You're not going to have any trust or any stability in this industry. We are going to need some form of legislation to come down the pipe that they already have in the W-2 world. We need some protections like that. You're dealing with juggernauts. You know, guys making 60 cents a mile, dealing with companies that are worth $1 billion or more. You're just up against the wall in this shit. So without the government helping you, they know they can exploit us, and that is what they keep doing. Just wanted to run this video by you to hopefully help anybody that knows anything about Earth Rideshare to stay the hell away from this company. Anyhow, it is your boy Tim, and as I say in every video, subscribe to the damn channel, and I'll see you in the next one.